Hey, I have a new strategy. Maybe I should share the screen and turn my microphone on. So happy Friday, everybody! Friday Incompetence Day. Yeah, totally right. All right, all right. And yeah, see, I'm on my laptop. My laptop has two screens, but one screen is very, very small, so it's very hard to read, and didn't realize I had it going. But I have a second screen, a third screen, I mean. So I went and grabbed it to just make it a little bit easier. So un momento, por favor. I know. This is all a pain. I got you. Hang on. It'll be okay, everybody. I think. What side are my ports on? Almost ready. Sorry. You know what? I'll do this port there. British pound, improved UK growth inflation mix backs, sterling, BBH. Thank you, Aiden. Okay, now I got my other monitor. So now I got three screens on my laptop. Let it boot. All right. And wherever it's located, I'll move the chat so it's just a little easier. I think I can live with that. I think you guys can see everything okay. All right. Well, let's get on with it. Holy smokes, that was interesting. Thank you for your patience, your everlasting patience. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Does this sound okay? Cool. I'm out by the pool, so I'm not going to put the camera on because that takes a lot of bandwidth, and I'm not sure about the bandwidth. So, anyways, let's get on with it. Let's get our sit rep report. Let me take a sip of my mushroom coffee. With creatine. But is he not loading market insights? There it is. Took a little bit. Must be my bandwidth. Can you guys hear it? Yeah, the sound is coming through my speaker for some reason. Or no, not my speaker. The screen I just connected. It didn't even know it had. Anyways, whatever. So yeah, today's market sentiment is noticeably indecisive. Well, I'll take that. VIX 74. I don't like that. I like it at 75, but it was 74 yesterday, and I think it's scheduled to go up later today. VIX is still way too high. We're at 19. Oh man, it was 16. But you know, it's the hoochie mamas. Right? That's all right. We'll fix that. We'll just send in the Marines. Problem solved. What else we got going on? Bitcoin 65. I'm okay with that. It was 66 3 days ago, but 65 is aight. 4,000. We've been there on gold. Yep. And look at that. The huge 90, huh? I don't like being above 90 on WTI. And nothing's happened in the dollar. Nothing. But yields, oh my gosh, yields. So there's two things really going on in the world right now. Oil up, yields up, and there's definitely a high correlation with that. And I believe the major part of the assumption is oil up, inflation up, rates up. It's not a good argument, but I guess it's not a bad argument. And as you already know, I've preached many times, like the Fed could jack up interest rates, and it's not going to solve high oil prices, but it probably would increase unemployment. So it doesn't actually fit the mandate because you're like, well, it's a dual mandate, Wayne. They have inflation and they have employment. Yeah, totally. Gotcha. Totally understand. But they control the demand side, not the supply side. So then my counter argument is it doesn't make any sense to raise interest rates because then you can't affect inflation, but you can negatively impact employment. Okay. But the real world effects of, yields moving, even though the Fed funds rate hasn't moved, I believe we're staring at what is it 6.75 or is it 5.75 on a 30-year mortgage right now? Holy schnicker schnocker. Does anybody know it on the top of their head? I think is it 6.75 or is it 5.75? I think it's 6 and like pushing 7 handle, Jim. I might be wrong on that, but still, holy moly. Yeah. All right. That's a pretty chunky. That's a pretty chunky number. Where's my mouse? Lost my mouse. There we go. Just looking for things standing out. Put call ratio down 13% yesterday. Wondering if we're going to get that rebound, huh? Yeah, that's right, Jim. 6.875. Yeah. And of course, it matters. Like in the United States, what's a jumbo mortgage? 500,000. I mean, you can't buy an apartment in California for 500,000. Every single property is a jumbo. So I'm just trying to get a feel for this. We did swing trading yesterday, and I'm like, man, unless you're doing stocks and oil, there just wasn't anything in Forex to even kind of look at. Manufacturing's doing okay. There's not going to be a big surprise or anything like that. We're well above 50. Anything below 50 that's when you go into crisis mode. Okay. Once again, trust but verify. That doesn't seem right. So let me see. We had a big mover on this one. Whew. Actually, look at this. I wouldn't have thought But look at these numbers. Holy smoke. Some of these, I thought maybe there was one in here that said, 5,000 pips. But this has been moving the market. Look at that. All right, scalpers. Sorry, I didn't know that popped up. Uh, yeah, that's really something, huh? This is a real market mover, much more than I would have thought. This is why we have the data. Look at that. All right, so let's go back to this. All right, look at that. So if it comes out as expected, that's our biggest move but it's Dow. Maybe it's because it's Dow. 149 points is probably not that much. Okay, that's probably my mistake. Let's do euro dollar. Everybody loves euro dollar. Yeah, that makes sense. There you go, scalpers. Dollar yen. 11 pips on the upside on a beat. And if it's not a beat, it's down. Well, that's useful, huh? I'm going to try different view. Okay, so don't ask me questions because I can't see the chat anymore. All right, but full screen is good. All right, yeah, so that's a big deal. I like to track the composite, which is it's both services and manufacturing, because I like to look at the complete economy first, and then you look at then you can drill down if you need. Manufacturing is a very small part of the United States sector. But I still want to look at the total economy, right? My PMI. What does this say? Let me zoom in a bit. Okay, Europe did pretty good, huh? That's nice. Yeah, good for them. 50, 52 is a great number. Yeah, good job. Looking at UK 52, that's a good number. Canada retail sales month over month. I don't care that much. I really want year over year, so I'm a little disappointed I don't have that. But it doesn't look like it's falling off a cliff. And did pretty good at X autos, huh? Big beat on that. So it looks like Canadians are driving used Ford F-150s. You'd think oil prices up, everybody gets a new truck. Let's just eyeball everything. Yeah. Well, if oil, the absolute price of oil is way too high, but the relative, let's say to yesterday, is showing negative. If that keeps falling, I think that's probably the number one thing going on. And we know that is geopolitics. And you're like, but Wayne, you told me geopolitics don't matter. And I'm like, no, I never said that. But I said what we see in the market when we look at Forex and gold and a bunch of other things, the stock market, nothing unusual is happening there. But it's not that geopolitics doesn't matter. It's just you would think under current situations, you could argue like the stock market could be down 30-40%. But it's not even right. So anyway, so now we're in this situation where if WTI continues to come down, well, Forex isn't doing anything. Forex has been flat for a while. Look at it. This is why we do this view. Um, you know, Forex is basically, let's do it this way, 0.5% up, 0.5% down. That's not that big of a deal. And there's a big cluster here right in the middle. So what do we see here? Dollar up, dollar up. Okay. Dollar up. Kiwi, I should say, is still weak. That's been about a 3-day trend that actually turned into a scalp, or not a scalp, a swing. Problem is the 3 days and 6 days before that, it was bullish. So what are you going to do? Most things are quite flat. Euro and Kiwi are neutral. Euro and yen are neutral. Euro and Swissy are neutral. So again, yen, yen, yen. Okay, Kiwi. So it looks like yeah, dollar and Aussie again. Now, Aussie's been something that we're quite bullish on, right? Like, let's just show you how easy it is. Health scorecard. Okay, we love the Aussie. Yeah. Look at that. It's just flat. It's fine. We love the Aussie. Kiwi was strong and then it wasn't. But we haven't loved Kiwi or even liked Kiwi for a very long time. I think a month ago we were very negative on it, but then it did really well, probably short covered. Yeah. You're like probably short covering. Okay, well, we can look at the institutions are short Kiwi and selling. That's part of the data. So if Kiwi's been strong for 3 days, in fact, it's been strong for 3 weeks, if I recall, you know, a little more. It's been strong, but no one's been buying it. So maybe there's been some short covering, right? How do I know that, you say? Oh, well, you go to technicals, go to position trading. Kiwi's been strong over the last 30 days and not strong over the last 7 days and is the worst today. So there seems to be a decline. And then you go to the COT and institutions are not buying Kiwi, they're selling Kiwi. Okay. Yeah. Institutional investors shorted 1.6%. Battery running low. Shut the back door. No. Oh. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I will kill the recording and continue as long as I can.